Good morning, children. Welcome to the social science class. Hope you all are staying safe. Children, in today's class, I'm going to teach you geography, that is from Unit 4. The topic is migration and urbanization. I repeat, the topic is migration and urbanization. Learning objectives: to study the meaning, causes, and consequence of migration, to know the types of migration, to describe the concept of urbanization, to learn the origin and growth of urbanization. Synopsis: migration, factors of migration, types of migration, urbanization, causes of urbanization, consequences of urbanization, and hard words. So these are the subtopics that we are going to see in this lesson. First, let's see what is migration. Migration has been defined differently by different experts. In general, migration is defined as the permanent or semi-permanent change of residence of an individual or group of people over a significant distance. So the term migration refers to the movement of people from one place to another. I repeat, the term migration refers to the movement of people from one place to another. United Nations Organization defines what is migration. Migration is a form of geographical mobility of population between a geographical unit to another, generally involving a permanent change of residence. One of the most important aspects of social science is human migration. And next, factors of migration. Children, there are numbers of factors which are responsible for the migration of human population. These factors can be grouped under the heads of favorable and unfavorable factors. The favorable factors which attract peoples towards location are called pull factors. I repeat, the favorable factor which attracts people towards a location are called pull factors. Likewise, the unfavorable factors which makes the people to move out from a location are called push factor. I repeat, the unfavorable factor which make the people to move out from the location are called push factors. So children, how many factors of migration are there? Yes, two factors of migration. They are favorable and unfavorable factors. And next, ecological or natural causes of migration. The causes operate under this category or natural ones. They include volcanic eruption, earthquake, and mankind changed considerably. And they almost left the nomadic life and started to live in permanent settlement. And at this stage, people continued to move from one region to another in search of fertile land for cultivation. And afterwards, the nature of mobility frequently changed over a period of time: earthquake, flood, droughts, etc. And these events forced the people to leave their native place and settle in the new areas. And the conditions like the availability of water resources, areas free from hazards, pollutions, etc. attract the migrants. So that's all about the ecological or natural causes of migration. And next, economic causes of migration. Economy is one of the most important causes of human migration from one area to another. Various economic causes determine the level and direction of migration. The availability of fertile agricultural land, employment opportunities, development of technology, etc. are some of the economic causes that attracts the migration. The mass poverty and unemployment force the people to move out from their native place to the place where the better employment opportunities are available. So this is the economic causes of migration. And next, socio-cultural causes of migration. Socio-cultural causes also play some roles in the process of migration. Migration of women after marriage and migration associated with privilege are based on the socio-cultural customs. And next, demographic causes of migration. In demographic sense, the population composition like age and sex, overpopulation, underpopulation are the major causes of migration. I repeat, the population composition like age and sex, overpopulation and underpopulation are the major causes of migration. It is well known fact that adults are more migratory than any other age groups. Women mostly migrate after their marriage. Generally, overpopulation is considered as a push factor and underpopulation to be pull factor in the context of migration. And next, political causes of migration. Various political causes like colonization, wars, government policies, etc. have always been playing important role in human migration from time to time. I repeat, various political causes like colonization, wars, government policies, etc. have always been playing important role in human migration from time to time. Wars have been one of the significant causes of migration since ancient times. So that's all about the political causes of migration. And next, based on the movement associated with administrative limits. Internal migration. The movement of people within a country is known as internal migration. I repeat, the movement of people within a country is known as internal migration. Further, the internal migration is classified into 4 categories on the basis of the place of origin and destination of migrants. First one, rural to urban migration. Rural to urban migration is the movement of population from rural areas to growing towns and cities, mainly in search of employment, education, and recreation facilities. And second category, urban to urban migration. Urban to urban migration. Here the migration is between one urban center to the other, like in search of higher salaries. I repeat, in urban to urban migration is the migration between one urban center to the other, like in search of higher salary. Third category, rural to rural migration. Rural to rural migration is derived by fertile land for cultivation and other sociological factors like marriage, etc. And next, urban to rural migration. Urban to rural migration is the movement from urban centers to rural areas to get rid of the urban problems and returning to native places after retirement from jobs. So from these 4 categories, the first category, rural to urban migration, is the most common one. And next, international migration. Migration that occurs across the national boundaries are known as international migration, based on the willingness of migrants for migration. First one, voluntary migration. If the migration takes place on person's free will, initiative, and desire to live in a better place and to improve their financial status, the migration is said to be voluntary. So that is called voluntary migration. And next, involuntary or forced migration. If the migration takes place against the will of migrants, the migration is termed as involuntary migration. I repeat, if the migration takes place against the will of migrants, the migration is termed as involuntary migration. The push factors like war may force the people to immigrants from a place or of this type. And next, based on the duration of stay of migrant in the place of destination. First one, short-term migration. In this kind of migration, the migrants stay outside only for a short duration before returning to the place of origin. The duration may be from a few days to few months. And next, long-term migration. Long-term migration is a kind of migration in which the migrant stay outside at least for a few years. I repeat, in this kind of migration, the migrants stay outside at least for a few years. And next, seasonal migration. So in this type of migration, usually a group of people migrates from their native places during a particular seasons and returning after end of that season. People migrating to hill station during summer and the migration of agriculture workers during sowing seasons belongs to this category. Transhumanism is the another example of seasonal migration. I repeat, transhumanism is another example of seasonal migration. And next subtopic, urbanization. Urbanization refers to the process in which there is an increase in the proportion of population living in towns and cities. I repeat, urbanization refers to the process in which there is an increase in the proportion of population living in towns and cities. And next, causes of urbanization. Urbanization is driven by three factors. They are natural population growth, second, rural to urban migration, third, the recalcification of rural areas into urban areas. So totally we have three factors is driven by the urbanization. The present day urbanization includes changes in demographics, land cover, economic process, and characteristics of geographic areas. So these were the causes of urbanization. And next, consequence of urbanization. First one, housing and slums. There is a lack of space for housing and a marked reduction in the quality of housing in the urban areas due to increase in population. This problem may increase in the year to come. Rapid rate of urbanization results the development of slums. And next, overcrowding. Overcrowding leads to unhealthy environment in the urban areas. It also the cause of many disease and riots. Next, water supply, drainage and sanitation. No city has round-the-clock water supply in the world. Drainage situation is equally bad. The removal of garbage is a Himalayan task for urban local bodies. And next, transportation and traffic. Absence of planned and adequate arrangements for traffic and transport is another problem in urban centers. The increasing number of two-wheelers and cars makes the traffic problem worse. So this causes air pollution as well. And next, pollution. Towns and cities are the major polluters of environment. Several cities discharge their entire sewage and industrial effluent untreated into the nearby rivers. Industries in and around the urban centers pollute the atmospheres with smoke and toxic gases. Okay children, so that's all about this lesson. And now let's see the hard words. Children, I read the hard words, listen the pronunciation of the hard words. First one, migrant. Migrant. Second one, urbanization. Urbanization. Third one, immigrant. Immigrant. Fourth one, demographics. Demographics. Fourth one, transhumance. Transhumance. Sixth one, migration. Migration. Seventh one, rural. Eighth one, transportation. Ninth one, retirement. And 10th one, Immigration. Immigration. Okay, children, so that's all about the hard words. And so for your today's homework is that you have to write the definition of migration and urbanization in your rough note for 2 times. Okay, children, I hope you all understood this session. Thank you.